This video is a defense of Gi-hun, not his overall decision-making, which was definitely questionable at times, but specifically regarding why he didn't suspect player 001, In-ho, of being the frontman. Despite what some fans are saying, Gi-hun had very little reason to think In-ho was anything more than another desperate player. Today, we'll explore all the reasons why his trust made perfect sense. Let's start with one of the most commonly mentioned clues, In-ho being player 001. Viewers know that Il-nam, the original player 001, was actually the mastermind of the first game. So when someone new takes that same number in Season 2, we're instantly suspicious. But Gi-hun wasn't watching a show. In his world, that number has no special significance. He likely saw it as a coincidence, the same way his own number, 456, didn't mean anything until after everything unfolded. If the game makers really wanted to trick him, why repeat something so obvious? In-ho didn't give any outward signs that would raise suspicion. He blended in with the rest of the players, showing no signs of privilege or immunity. To Gi-hun, he was just another person caught in the system, one of many down on their luck and willing to risk it all. Nothing in In-ho's behavior suggested he had a deeper connection to the game. Throughout the game, In-ho played the perfect part. He supported Gi-hun, followed his lead, and presented himself as vulnerable but loyal. His ability to connect emotionally, sharing stories about his family, standing up for Gi-hun against aggressive players, made him appear genuine. One of the most telling moments was during the rebellion, when In-ho actively helped Gi-hun survive. Why would someone on the inside risk so much to protect a player? Some argue that Gi-hun should have recognized the frontman's voice, particularly during the limo scene after he won Season 1. But we need to remember what Gi-hun was going through at the time. Trauma, grief, and shock. He had just lost Sang-woo and Se-byok, then came home to find his mother dead. Recognizing a disguised voice after such chaos isn't realistic. Psychologically, hindsight bias plays a huge role in why viewers think Gi-hun should have known. We're analyzing his behavior with full knowledge of the twist, so it's easy to pick apart details. But in the moment, Gi-hun was constantly underfed, exhausted, and scared for his life. Trying to spot a hidden operative among hundreds of players would be nearly impossible. Even smaller moments, like In-ho calling Gi-hun by name, don't necessarily raise red flags. Players heard names during early interactions. Gi-hun probably second-guessed the moment but dismissed it as coincidence. From his perspective, suspecting In-ho based on one slip would have felt like paranoia. And let's not forget In-ho's calculated manipulation. He mimicked aspects of people Gi-hun trusted, including Sang-woo, and even gave away his milk like Gi-hun did in Season 1. These subtle cues built familiarity and comfort. It wasn't just deception, it was psychological profiling. Some fans like to imagine that Sang-woo wouldn't have fallen for In-ho's act, but that's not necessarily true. In-ho would have approached Sang-woo differently by appearing strong, competitive, and ruthless. Sang-woo respected power, not sentiment, so even he might have seen In-ho as a strategic ally rather than a threat. In the end, Gi-hun didn't miss the signs because he was foolish. He missed them because In-ho was brilliant at hiding them. And if we're honest, many of us still held out hope that In-ho might turn good by the end. That's how convincing he was. So before we call Gi-hun naive, let's remember the pressure he was under and the subtlety of the deception. He didn't fail to see the truth. He was never meant to see it. Let me know what you think. Was Gi-hun's trust reasonable, or should he have looked closer?